everyone, myself Swati Jayawant Kokate from Nagesh Karisgi Orchid School. Students, we were learning about judiciary, civics lesson number 5 of class 8 judiciary. In that we have seen how the judiciary system works for each and every person. Also we were listening or we were studying the structure of the courts. Then we have seen what is the lower level, then high court and the apex court. We have seen the structure that at the apex is the Supreme Court and it is the one authority for by which or the other courts, other lower level or the high courts are the courts which have to follow the decisions of this court. Then we are going to see with example how these are, what conditions may be there. With an example, how we can go or we can, if we are not justified there in these two courts, we can go or we can run to the Supreme Court for justification. Okay, when we are not we are disappointed by their laws or their decisions by the High Court as well, then we can run or we can walk into the Supreme Court for the final decisions, and the decisions which are taken by these people will be the final. So, let us see one example, children, from your textbook. Go to page number 58. So, what had happened here, children? In February 1980, a person, Lakshman Kumar, he had married a 20-year-old Sudha Goyal. Okay. So, this is a family case. You can see that and they lived in a flat in Delhi, and Lakshman's brother and their family, means all the family members were there with them. On 2nd December 80, Sudha died in a hospital. Okay, that newly married girl, she died in a hospital due to burns. So, her family filed a case in the court. Family means who? The mother, father of that girl, they had filed a case against the in-laws of the husband as well as the in-laws of the Sudha. So, what happened here? When this case was heard in the trial court, 4 of her neighbors were called as a witness. So, in films also you have seen that they take a oath that we will tell everything what we know is true. You have seen, isn't it? So, in the trial court at the lower level we had seen that the witnesses, that is neighbors, were called. They stated that on the night of December 1, they heard Sudha screaming due to burns and had forced their way into Lakshman's flat. So, they were listening that screaming, loud yelling of from the neighbors, that is Sudha's house, and they ran to see what had happened. So, they saw that Sudha standing with her sari in flames. So, her sari was burning and she got burns. They extinguished the fire by wrapping her in a gunny bag and a blanket. So, they helped to extinguish the fire. Then Sudha told them that her mother-in-law Shakuntala had poured kerosene oil on her and that her husband Lakshman had lit the fire. So, what these neighbors have seen, they had told. So, during the trial, members of Sudha's family and the neighbors stated that Sudha has been subjected to torture by her in-laws, and they were demanding for more cash or a scooter and a fridge on the birthday of first child. So, they were having a child and they wanted all these gifts from their Sudha's mother or father. So, these were the demands from these in-laws. As a part of the defense, Lakshman and his mother stated that Sudha's sari had accidentally caught fire while she was heating milk. On the basis of this and other evidences, the trial court convicted Lakshman, his mother Shakuntala and his brother-in-law Subhash Chandra and sentenced all 3 of them to death. So, on the evidence and all, this trial court, what they did, they took the decision and they sentenced death, means they gave a punishment that Lakshman his mother, that is mother-in-law of Shakun, that is mother-in-law, and the brother-in-law, these three should be sentenced to death. Then in November 1983, the three accused went to High Court to appeal. So these three persons, what they did, they wanted to tell that we three are not responsible for the thing which has had happened. So they went and appealed to the trial court. See children, you have learned this, or you have listened many times this appeal word in cricket also, isn't it? So you have seen that on camera also you see, and the captain also, or the decisions, if they are if the bowler or the batter, he appeals which is the true thing, whether I am out or no, whether the ball was no ball. If all this, what against the thing happens, again they see on the screen, they just go back and just they recollect all the things, and they again see whether it was a no ball or what really, whether the things have happened, because the area is very large and it may happen that the thing is not clear to each and every person. So these things also can happen. So the person can appeal. Okay, is it clear? So to appeal against this verdict of the trial court, High Court, the High Court, after hearing the arguments of all lawyers, decided that Sudha had died due to an accidental fire caused by kerosene stove. So Lakshman, Shakuntala and Subhash Chandra were acquitted. So this, when they went to the High Court and they showed the things, okay, so it was taken the decisions that they were not responsible, and they told that there was accident or due to the kerosene of the stove and she had got the fire. So you may remember the photo essay on the women's movement in your class 7th book. You read about this in 1980s. Women group across the country spoke out against dowry death. They protested against the failure of the court to bring these cases to justice. So the above High Court, these deeply troubled women and they held demonstrations and filed a separate appeal against the High Court decisions in the Supreme Court through the Indian Federation of Women's Lawyers. So this was the, we have studied already in 7th standard that there are different laws for the Women's Federation of Women's Lawyers. Then in 1985 the Supreme Court heard this appeal against the acquittal of Lakshman and 2 members of his family. So again this case was put forward by this Supreme Court or the Indian Federation of Women Lawyers. The Supreme Court heard the argument of the lawyers and reached a decision that was different from the High Court. So they found that Lakshman and mother guilty, but acquitted the brother-in-law Subhash because he did not have enough evidence against him. So in the evidences, what they found that the mother-in-law as well as the husband Lakshman was responsible for this crime, and the brother-in-law, there were no evidences against him. So he was not punished, they both were punished. The Supreme Court decided to send the accused to prison for life. So the the decision by the Supreme Court was that these 2 persons should be sent to the prison for their whole life, and the brother-in-law was he was left because they did not get any evidence against him. Then we are going to see what are the different branches of legal system. So we are going to see, okay, so which are the branches or where we can go and just have the decisions of or from which of the systems. Then we are going to see that here there was a case for dowry falls within what the considered as crime. So this violation was there and it was a violation of criminal law. Then in addition to this, the legal system also deals with civil laws cases. We have read in chapter 4 of how a new civil law was passed to protect women's domestic violence. In 7th standard you have seen children, or in chapter 4th of this also, that women's rights should be protected at the domestic level. She should not be ignored, or her work should also be given importance. So, we have to see all this, what are criminal laws and what are civil laws. Very important, children. We can just distinguish between these two laws and we can make it very simple to understand. So, criminal laws deals with conduct of acts that laws defines as offence. For example, theft, harassing a woman to bring more dowry, murders, etc. So, all this comes under criminal law. If all things happens, we have to go to the criminal law. And what is civil law? It deals with the harm, injury to rights of an individual. For example, disputes relating sale of land, purchase of some goods, some gold matter or rent matter, divorce cases, everything this who sees civil cases. So, here it is not necessary that too much big crime has happened. There must be any misunderstandings also. Due to that also this problems may be there. So, who looks after it? Civil laws. Then second point, it is usually being with the lodging of an first information report, that is FIR, with the police who investigates the crime, after which a case is filed in the court. So, FIR means what? First you should go what things have happened and you should file a FIR, means FIR, first information report should be given to the police, and then the investigation starts. The petition has to be filed before the relevant court by the affected party only. So, in a rent matter, either the landlord or the tenant can file a case. So, the petition has to be filed before the relevant court, and by the who is affected party, they can go and tell the matter. Now, third point, if found guilty, the accused can be sent to jail and also fined. So, here if the person is found guilty, then he will be punished, or he also can be fined for the things, for the crimes. And in this code, civil laws, what happens? They give the specific relief. For example, in case between landlord and tenant, the court can order the flat to be vacated and pending rent to be paid. So, these decisions can, without any punishments, these decisions can be taken in civil law. So, here one more thing is that, does everyone have access to the court? So, the main thing is that the principle of all, that is all citizens of India can access the court in this country. This implies that every citizen has the right to justice through the courts, and we have read in earlier that courts plays an important role in the fundamental rights, and it is very equal for the poor as well as rich person, or whatever he might be from a politics, or he must be very good in economic condition. But legal procedures involves a lot of money. Excuse me, it also requires a paperwork as well as it takes a lot of time. So, for a poor person who cannot read or whose family depends on daily wages, he does not have time to go run or travel to that court each and every time. So, the idea of going to court to get justice often seems remote. So, these are some of the things. In response to this, the Supreme Court in 1980 devised a mechanism of public interest litigation. So, what is this PIL? To increase the access of justice. So, who will go to the court? Let it be what is going on. It is very good if I tolerate here instead of going to court and wasting my time, I will suffer more. So, what is this? PIL means to increase the access of justice. It allowed an individual or the organization to file a PIL in the High Court or the Supreme Court on the behalf of whose rights have been violated. The legal process was greatly simplified. So, for the simplification, so it should reach each and every one person should reach to the High Court also. They made it very easy steps to go to the and follow the laws. This securing and release of prisoners in Bihar who have been kept in jail even after their punishment's term was incomplete. So, here is a example or that in early years PIL was used to secure justice on the large number of issues, just as rescuing bonded laborers from inhuman work conditions, securing the release of prisoners. So, all these were laws or violated, these were very helpful for these people. So, did you once this also you may be knowing that midday meal was provided in, now also it is provided in government schools because of PIL. You can see all this in these photos. So, for the common person it was to access the court is access to justice. So, these courts exercise a important role in interpreting the fundamental rights of the citizens. So, as you saw in the above case, the court interpreted Article 21 of the Constitution on the right of the life to include the right of food. So, right of food, now what it is that each and every person should have the food, at least the basic things needs should be satisfied. So, the state has taken steps to provide food to all the including the midday meal also. This scheme was passed. However, there are also courts that people believe that you can say it is for the interest of the common person. So, for example, activists who work on the issues concerning the right to shelter, housing, poor, they believe that the recent judgments on evictions are a far cry for earlier judgments. So, with these recent judgments, what they do, like there was a case that the slum dwellers, those who were selling on the footpaths and all, so a thing was passed that here Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation. So, here is a case that there was a dispute among the municipal corporation that the right of livelihood. So, these people were very poor and to live there or to earn their livelihood, to earn their bread and butter, what they used to do, they used to sit on the footpaths for selling their things, that is these were you can say dwellers. So, they used to have their like all the things on the footpath and they used to sell, but they conferred by Article 21 that it is not allowed, it is for the people's, you can't sit, there will be a crowd on the roads for buying and things. So, it will be you can say not good for traffic as well as for the crowd. So, that is the eviction of a person from a pavement or slum, that they need a livelihood, isn't it? The number of people were more, those who are dependent on these things, that they will sell the goods and they did not have any work to do, like so they were doing all these things. So, this conclusion was that the petitioners live in slum area and on the pavements because they have very small jobs to nurse in the city, and for them there is now nowhere else to live. So, they have no place now. So, the choice of payment or the slum was the victimity of their place and work to lose the, it is the eviction of the petitioners which led to deprivation in the livelihood of the consequential to deprivation of the life. So, this was very important need and the thing was taken decisions that they were giving some of the areas to do the things. So, after the issue of that effect, the common person access to justice in the ordinately long numbers of years that court takes a you can say court that takes to hear a case, the phrases that justice delayed is justice denied is often used to characterize characterize the extent time period that courts taken. So, from your parents or your relatives also you must have listened this words that justice delayed is justice denied. So, what is the use if the justice or is delayed, if the decision is delayed for long number of years, the cases are pending, and if the person gets justice or in his favor, then if it happens after a long time, that is after number of years, then what is the use? So, this phrase is that justice delayed is justice denied, means somewhere the justice is denied. So, let us see how many numbers of judges are there in India. In this table we can see that which are the courts sanction strength, means maximum how much are sanctioned and what are working strength and which are the vacancies. Fine. Then in Supreme Court the sanctioned strength is 31, means there should be 31, not more than that, and the working strength is 28. So, there are 3 vacancies here. Then in High Courts 1079 sanction strength is there in High Courts, and working strength is only 645, means near about it is only 55%, and the vacancies are 434. And see to this district area children, at least district and subordinate courts 22,644 strength is required, but how many are working? Only 17,509 are working, and the vacancies are 5,135. So, this data is of November 2018. So, we can see how it is working. Then however, in spite of this, there is no denying that judiciary plays a very important role in democratic India, serving as a check on the powers of the executive and the legislature, as well as in the protecting the fundamental rights of the citizens. So, even if there are some things, then too it is playing a very important role to serve and check on the powers of the executive, legislature, as well as protecting the fundamental rights of each and every citizen. The members of the Constitution Assembly had quite correctly envisioned that a system of courts with an independent judiciary as a key feature of democracy. So, we have seen that in spite, means there might be some things, but then too this plays an important role, a key feature in the democratic country. So, we are going to see the glossary children, the meanings here. This table already we have seen. Then what is the meaning of the things? Okay, glossary we are going to see. So, some of the words were there. Acquit, it refers to the court declaring that a person is not guilty of the crime which he or she was tried by or tried for by the court. So, what is acquit? We have seen that it means that the court declaring that person, means the person was held responsible for the thing, but it was not guilty, means after seeing some witnesses it is seen that the person has not done those things. So, he or she is not guilty of the crime and was tried for by the court, means he is not that thing is called acquit. Okay. Then to appeal, this also we have seen with the cricket's example. What is appeal? See, afterwards before this you are not knowing that in that section you are knowing that what is appeal, but in high court what is the meaning, or in the judiciary how we can go from lower court to high court, then to Supreme Court, for if we are not justified with the things, this word appeal is related to this context. So, in this chapter we can say that Appeal means to refer to a petition filed before a higher court to hear a case that has already been decided by the lower court. So, the lower court has taken some decisions, but the party or the person is not satisfied by that decision, and then he goes to the high court for another decision, what things this is the thing and what thing you are going to decide. For that reason it appeals to the high court. Then if again the high court takes the decision, okay, that this decision is taken by us and you have to follow it, then too if the person or if the party or if the group as a whole, they are not satisfied again with these decisions, then again what they will do, they will go to Supreme Court, and there means they will appeal to Supreme Court to help them out in this condition, in these things. So what happens, what they will do, they will, this is the thing, what do you mean by appeal. So what is now compensation? In this context, compensation many times you have learned or read, but in this context of chapter, it refers to money given to make amends for an injury or the loss. So what is apex, what is compensation? It is a money, okay, given back to make the amends for an injury or for the loss which has happened. This is compensation. Then next let us go to eviction. Fine. What is eviction? In the context of this chapter, it refers to the removal of person from land, home that they are currently living in. So eviction means to remove a person from land or from his home that has that the person is currently living in. So this is eviction, means to make him go from that area. Then what we are going to see, what is violation. Violation is it refers to both to act of breaking laws as well as to breach the infringement of fundamental rights. So violation means act of breaking the laws as well as to breach or infringement the fundamental rights. So many of the things also are there, children, which you can see that least two reasons why you believe that independent judiciary is necessary or is essential in democracy. Then we can see that, do you think that ordinary citizen stands or he has a chance against politicians in this kind of judicial system? Then why not? Also you can write two sentences on what do you understand by the appeal system and how it should, why it is important also. Then we have seen that different meanings, evict, to appeal, what is compensation, eviction, violations, etc., etc. So is it clear? In this chapter we have seen that so many things were there about high courts, supreme courts, lower courts, etc. Also we have seen different branches of legal system, how it should go to each and every common man. Before this you are knowing all the laws and regulations, but you are not clear with the judiciary system. So we have seen what is judiciary and how it helps out the common man to get justification for the things happened. Then we have seen the civil laws and the criminal laws. In that also we have differentiated and understood how and who is responsible for holding all these laws and how it works on the lower level, higher court as well as Supreme Court. So once again children, go through the lesson thoroughly, read out the lesson. If you find any difficulties, you can ask. Again, just write the meanings or the different difficult words also, and it will be easy to understand the lesson. Thank you very much.